Now, I've separated this into 4 parts. Each are about 30 minutes long, and it's set up so that I'm going to work from a broad area perspective, and I'm going to try and narrow it down through each part. And I'd like to start with just athlete and event profiling so that we can look at what are the specifics of the 800, what are the specifics of the 1500 or the 1600, whatever you run in your state, and what is it going to be necessary to reach success in those events, and what are you going to have to try to change in your athletes to meet the requirements of that event. Part 2 is going to look at training modalities, specifically for the middle distance events. And by training modalities, we're talking about just the general workouts, the general style workouts, looking at long runs, looking at repetition runs and interval sessions, things like that. Part 3 is starting to make it a little bit to what you can specifically do in your town, what I've done here at Stillwater. But it's what I call a multi-pace training scheme. Certainly I didn't think of that. This comes out of the British Milers Club that was formed in the 70s and 80s and reached such great success at the Olympic level with Sebastian Coe, Steve Ovett, Steve Cram, Steve Crabb. Those guys that medaled in the Olympics in the 70s and 80s used this multi-pace training scheme as what they called, and the original description was from Frank Horwell, who in Great Britain was the leader of the British Milers Club, and Peter Coe, Sebastian Coe's father, picked up on it. Peter Coe was not a trained coach. He just had a son that had a lot of talent. And he was schooled as an adult by Frank Horwell, and Peter took these workouts and these ideas based in science home, and he trained his son Sebastian to, gold medal in, these events in the Olympics. And then part 4 is going to be key workouts, how to set up these workouts, how you can set up target times for your athletes, and various ways of administering the nuts and bolts behind the workouts. Now, I've been at Stillwater for 30 years, and I teach anatomy and physiology, which certainly helps me in my position as an endurance coach. And over the years, we've won a number of state titles, and our cross-country team was named national champions in 1997. We've had a lot of success here in the distance area, and my real favorite area, if I've got one, is middle distance. And since 1996, since I really kind of put the complete training program together, we've had 7 different state champions in our state, and we're a 2-division state. So it's not like, well, okay, you've got 6 or 7 divisions in your state like a lot of other states have, and it's, difficult to win a state title, but not too difficult. Here, with just 2 divisions with 400 schools, it's a pretty nice accomplishment to be a state champion. Also, since 1996, we've had 7 different athletes. Actually, not all 7 were state champions, but we've had 7 different athletes run 4:13 or faster in the 1600. 5 of them ended up state champions. But importantly, 4 of them have broken 4 minutes in the mile since 2003. And we're the only high school in the country that can claim that, and I'm pretty proud of that. And we've had 2 that have run around 4:01, so we've got 1 that ran 4:13 last year that we certainly hope can get down in that range as well. He's a freshman in college now. So I think the point being here is I'm not running these athletes to exhaustion. I'm not running them into retirement. They want to run once they leave the Stillwater program. They've got a lot of legs left in them, This is what I would call a program that's not based in high mileage. I think we get a lot of success from the workouts that we do, really based more around that multi-pace scheme than just doing lots and lots and lots of miles. Also, as an instructor, I've been a level 2 instructor in the program for 14 years. The lead instructor at all the level 2 schools really since 1996. And this program, while not level 2, certainly since level 2 is strongly based in science, this program is not quite at the level 2 rigor. I would say if you've been through USA Track and Field coaching schools, you would probably rate what I'm going to talk about today as somewhat between level 1 and maybe approaching level 2.